based on the data that we have, based on that kind of trust that we have about you. And so Ghana Chamber can coordinate with other chambers in different countries with a foreign missions and say, okay, we have certified that you are not of integrity, you've done business, and so by virtue of that kind of count, that kind of identity, you can move freely. So this is what I have.
Okay, so Your Excellency the Vice President, the Chamber wanted to bring something to your notice. Businesses in Ghana are facing stiff competition from Chinese, from Indians, from the Lebanese, and now there are new entrants, the Burkinabes. Why? Because we have weak systems, weak support systems. If you go to Burkina Faso, just across our borders, it is difficult for a Ghanaian company to penetrate. By hearing at our ports, the Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce have their huge building, huge support system for their businessmen. The Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce has the same, their Shippers Council has the same support. But if you are a Ghanaian company who wants to penetrate, let me give you an example. If you check from the Ghana Embassy in Burkina Faso, this year the Burkina Faso Chamber wants to import pharmaceuticals to Burkina Faso from Ghana. It was a bet for our ambassador Henry from the embassy. I have gone to do a different thing, and he has to tell me. I go to the NS chemist, there's somebody who is supplying Burkina Faso, and he complains he doesn't have a support system to be able to move into that country. If you go to Burkina right now, our trade attaché at the, I'm citing that not only because our trade attaché there is having difficulty. The ambassador is having difficulty. Coupled with the situations that we have at our port here, Ghanaian businesses are not being competitive even at the regional level. So what we are talking about after, we should even think about losses across our country. We have this one, I'm just bringing the best to you. Businesses are trying to be tax compliant, but the situations are hard. This one is to GRA tax regime. The penalties they apply to businesses. If you delay in submitting your tax returns, whether it's paying wire or whatever it is, the penalties they impose on us. Funny enough, GRA doesn't come to our offices to collect taxes. We go there. So if you have challenges, I'm coming to comply with tax, and because I'm delayed for a day or two, there's so much penalty that you impose on me. I don't think it's helping businesses. Thank you.
And Vice President, just a quick one. Also, in terms of the tax nets, I mean, one thing that we see is that people that are compliant, we are well. What can we do to make sure that other people that are not paying can come into the system? And one thought that comes to my mind is, can we use the free research approach? When we say that before you are enrolled on free researchers, make sure any member of your family has a tax ID. We just give you a tax ID, just have the ID card. The next 4 years, we make sure everybody has ID card. To access the free researchers, no payments, but just have the ID. In subsequent times, we can use your ID to come with, because you have the ID, get your tax certificate before you can enjoy something, so we can expand it and other people can also pay together. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you so very much. We're going to invite Mr. Emmanuel Mensah, Your Excellency. This is the Masqueraders Association. I'm told a number of 50 groups in Tema Central, over 50 groups. And they want to say something about the creative arts community. Yes, because of time, we're going to have to, from now, manage our time so that other people can also have the opportunity. Thank you. So I'll be managing the time. Thank you.
Mr. Incoming President, good morning. On behalf of Masquerade Groups here in Tema, we would like to bear with you that you permit us some time to also express our consent as well. We believe it's possible because there's no vice president ever in the history of Ghana to apply impacts like you. Just recently, the US president had Just recently, the US Vice President Kamala Harris had made a very, instrumental remark about Ghana's drone system. And we think that it's something that is very, very laudable. We appreciate you for your effort as well. We, the Masquerade Groups here in Tema, counting almost 50, we happen to have impact a lot with the youth. We have almost 99% of the youth, yes, who happen to be part of masquerading. And we believe that a country without joy is a dull country. So we just channel the joy that we get through masquerading, and we get a positive impact out of it. Please, we want to let you understand, please, we have so many problems in respect to masquerading. Now, materials, coming across materials is very difficult. You have to go to China and then we bring them down. We will please ask if you can help us to establish, probably through the One Nation One Factory, if there will be a company that can help us establish, a fabric with materials, we would be very, very appreciative as well. And with support of the youth, our youth, we have so many of our youth as well in the group who are unemployed. Please, we humbly ask that there will be some form of help and effort there as well. On this note, we thank you so much, incoming Vice President. It is indeed, incoming President, sorry, it is indeed possible.
Thank you so very much. And thanks for the correction, because by the grace of the Almighty God, inshallah, our next President of the Republic of Ghana. We're going to invite the Car Dealers Association, Mr. J. Minta. Please, I'm going to regulate 2 minutes each. We'll not do more than that so that we can proceed to the other. Thank you. Bruce, you also talk, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. It is an honor to be here. I represent the Tema Association. We have had various meetings with the Ministry of Trade since 2020, and there is an act, Customs Amendment Act 2020, which talks a lot about our industry. And to be very honest with you, this act is collapsing our business. If you look at the items on a customs entry form, there are too many taxes that, in our opinion, should not be there. In our opinion, and we plead with you, if you can do something about it, it will help us. This industry is over 50 years old. Considering the fact that I have been in it for over 34 years, my colleagues demand, what's the word? My colleagues demand that respectfully, if you could do something about the benchmark that you brought and it's no more effective. And if you go on the items on the entry, there are so many like upfront VAT, COVID-19. I know when you know what is in there. If you can do something about it for us, we'll be grateful. Tema is made up of the port city and the industries, and it's made up of us. I heard what the freight forwarder said, but car dealers are the main hub of transportation in Ghana. Please do something about our business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can do that better. The next is a Midwifery Association of Tema representative to speak on their behalf, Madam Monica Usuya Afokwa. Let's welcome them.
Good morning, Your Excellency, all protocols observed. So we are here representing the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Tema District, and we are here with our bosses to as nurses from Ghana Health Service. Thank you. So the first thing we want to ask and we are pleading with is, we as nurses work in our own facilities, hence yet we don't have a health policy for ourselves. The government, when we are sick, we pay, and with the health insurance, if it's covered, fine. If it's not, we care for our own selves and our dependents. What will be done about that? The second one is on the car waiver. We are having a lot of our police leave the shores of Ghana because of some of these things, and the car waiver is one of it. Then the exodus of nurses is now on a very, very high rate. What is being done about it, and what special thing will you do so that we can have our police work here with us to reduce the work overload we are having on our hands? Then with the pension schemes, if something can be done, because our nurses will work and pay lots of money, burn out, and they go home and it's nothing to go home with. So we want to know these things, what will be done. Thank you.
Just to add, the GOG fund for the district health directory, we used to have it, but now we are not having it anymore. It's better to reintroduce it to us.
Applause down to Yabamucho inda muka kai nan zamu kira babanmu sarakai imam shi da mabe da duka magana Muhammad Qasim, Imam Muhammad Qasim. To zai yi magana ma sarakai to.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. On behalf of the Tema Council of Tribal Chiefs, we welcome the incoming President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia. Yeah, the council and the council and the office of the Vice President have been married for a very long time, in which we had the opportunity to engage with him at the Black Star House during last year. We were some series of engagements that we have outlined that if he will help out in the community. Some are the Tema Central Mosque and made a minibus for the chiefs to be able to transport themselves in and out of the community. And we are here today to remind His Excellency to look at it if, when or how possible will it be for the mosque to be able to refurbish for the council. When we came to the office, we have assured the Vice President that the council will support him, his cause, for him to be elected as the flag bearer of New Patriotic Party. And what issue when he was elected. So another engagement has been made to come and congratulate him at the office, which was not available due to time factor. But today, we are grateful today that we are here to congratulate him and assure him that the prayer that the chief has prayed for him to become the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, we will double up, or they will double up the prayer. Inshallah, coming 8th December, he will be a president of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Respectfully, all other institutions that are here can put it on paper to submit to the constituency, and it will be received by the office of the Vice President. The final institution that will speak will be the clergy. Let's welcome Reverend Clement J.C. Dubois, who will represent the clergy. Thank you.
Thank you, the incoming president, and up with calls. Mr. Chair, I'm speaking on behalf of the faith organization, the chairman of the faith-based organization, the Tema. Digital man, as it goes. Congratulations for the great job you are doing. I think that is the way to go. That is the future. So we commend you for that. The concern from the clergy is LGBTQ. You know, we cannot meet you and not talk about it. As the mantra goes, it is possible. This is scripture. We believe it is possible. Yes, but then, when you get it up, what are you going to do? The other concern has to do with currency. It is just unbearable. Just yesterday, Joy news. And within the next 20-25 years, getting water to drink in Ghana will be a problem. Growing up at the village, you just go and fetch from the stream, you come and drink. But here we are today, Mr. Chen and the incoming president, please, something needs to be done. The outgoing president put his presidency on the line, but nothing happened. And the last is the one district, one village, one die. Because of this challenge in rainfall, serious alarm going up. That project and other abandoned projects, we are counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We are grateful. I think we have had a lot from all the various stakeholders here at this juncture. We're going to invite the Member of Parliament for Tema Central, Honorable Anthony Norton.
Your Excellency, Dr. Bawumia, all protocols observed. As a representative of the people, there are two few issues I want to raise that need to be raised. Firstly, with our industries, the cost of energy. I know the First Ministers and the Chamber of Commerce will raise. The cost of energy, Your Excellency, is a little bit high compared to other jurisdictions that we compete with. It's one of the main issues that business people of Tema have put before me that I need to avoid. Secondly, is our inner roads. It's extremely important. It's very clear to the people of Tema that our inner roads will be fixed at least before the first term of government expires. We have about 3 months, and I know that it's possible for the roads to be fixed. That's all we need. Because Tema Central has historically delivered and delivered and delivered and will continue to deliver. And therefore, we also need that reciprocity from your side that we will get our roads fixed and at least these few things dealt with. On that note, not to take too much of your time, I also want you all to know that I'm wholly committed to making sure that my brother Charles Wilson wins. So, on behalf of we're going to win and win massively.
Thank you very much. Parliamentary candidate Charles Wilson will take over. Thank you.
Your Excellency, following on all the existing protocol, I'm happy and glad to be part of the Breaking the Eight. We are not just going to break the eight, we are going to make history. Myself, Charles Wilson, and Dr. Bawumia. Because he is a generative thinker and he's a design thinker. I believe in him. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a straight talker. And he is in the race to build on trust. Building on trust means that he's going to build on tangibility. I went somewhere and I was saying that, look, Ghana, we are at a faith revolution. Whilst most African countries are a third revolution. Digitization has taken us to a different level. And we sit here, we can do so many things with our phones. And all these things is true, just one person, Dr. Bawumia, our incoming president. I always say this, my campaign is on to you. So that of Dr. Bawumia's campaign is on to you. Let us go out there and give Dr. Bawumia 73%. And we shall force it 73%. That's my opinion. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. It is the time. The man of the moment. The man of the moment. A visionary. Very humble personality in our midst. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And the next President for the Republic of Ghana. Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Thank you very much. Our revered chiefs who are present here, the eminent clergy, the imams, various organizations who are here. I know we've heard from the freight forwarders, car dealers, the masqueraders, the nurses, the Chamber of Commerce, and other unions who are here. I greet all of you, good morning. I am here in my capacity as the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party for the 2024 election. And because of this election, I am going around the country as part of my campaign, visiting every constituency. And when I get into every constituency, I organize a stakeholders meeting because I want to hear from all of you who have been invited to this meeting. You have been invited because you are the key stakeholders in the constituency. And if we are seeking to lead the country, we have to know what are the issues that are bothering our people that need to be solved, so that when we, by the grace of God, get into office, we know what to do to help the people. And that is why I'm holding these stakeholder meetings in whichever constituency I go into. So I want to thank all of you for making the time to be here. I know many of you have been here since 8 o'clock this morning as you were given. So I want to thank you. I also want to make the point that this election is a critical election for Ghana. I believe we are really at a crossroads, and the decision we are going to take in this election in December, in 3 months' time, will define the trajectory for this country for a long time. There are two main candidates in this election who are vying to be president: Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former president. These are the two main candidates in this election. There are other candidates probably who will appear, but the two main candidates are myself and the former president. We all know that the former president has been president before. This is why he is former. He's been in the seat before. He's had the opportunity with all the authority under Article 58 of our Constitution. With all the authority, he's had the opportunity to take the major decisions that he wanted to take as president. And when he sat on the seat for 4.5 years, he told us that all the meat was finished and we were left with the bones. And because we were left with the bones, we faced many challenges. Chalk in school was a major problem. As you all know, we had to cancel the teacher training allowances. He cancelled them. He cancelled the nursing training allowances. Doing so, we lived with for 4+ years. You are, all witnesses to what happened. The number of jobs that were destroyed, the number of equipment because of the nature of doing so. A lot of equipment was also destroyed. The number of patients who died in hospital because of doing so. The national health insurance was not working. We went into a cash and carry system. And many of the diseases or ailments that were very critical were not covered under national health insurance. We had the ambulance service virtually collapsed. The national ambulance service had collapsed. For the nurses and the teachers, the import duty waiver was also cancelled for their cars. And so we went into the 2016 election. Of course, as an MPP party, we had a different view. And we made broad, clear promises to introduce new policies to transform the country. 2016 election, the former president was voted out of office for non-performance. He did not face a global crisis. He did not face COVID. He did not face the Russia-Ukraine war. He had no crisis, but the economy was in crisis, even though he had no crisis. We said that we will introduce free senior high school education. He said it was a 419 promise that we had made, and it will not come on. But the last 8 years, we have introduced free SHS. We did it in our first budget, and our parents haven't had to pay. The enrollment in senior high school as a result has gone up, and we introduced free SHS because we wanted to expand the opportunities for education in Ghana. Well, any country in the world, all the economic research shows that what drives a country to development is education. That is what drives a country to development. It's education. So if you have a country where most of your people are not educated, you are going to stay behind for a long time. And this is why we wanted to open up the opportunities for education. We introduced free SHS, and then we've seen an increase, major increase, not just an increase. from independence to 2016, the total enrollment that we had at the end of 2016, the students who were in senior high school was 800,000 students. 800,000. We introduced free SHS for 7 years, and they have increased from 800,000 to 1.4 million students. 1.4. Just think about it. For 60 years after independence, 60 years, we had 800,000. 7 years after free SHS, we added 600,000. It tells you that there were many children at home who were not going to school because they could not afford it. That was the reason. And because of that, what we have seen today is that there are more girls in senior high school than boys today. More girls. In 2016, for every 100 boys, there were 68 girls in senior high school. 2016. 2023, for every 100 boys, you have 106 girls in senior high school. And for many of the middle class today, and I'm sure many of you here will bear testimony, getting a maid now is very difficult. Isn't that the case? Getting a maid now is very difficult. Their parents have come and taken them straight to school. And that is good for the country. Because it tells you that down the road we are going to have an educated population and an educated workforce to allow the transformation of the country. In 2016, we did not have enough chalk in school. Today, we are buying computer tablets for every single senior high school. Everyone is getting a tablet with all their textbooks, question papers, past questions, everything on the tablet. And we have given the teachers a laptop, one teacher, one laptop. The distribution has been completed. One teacher, one laptop. It tells you that we are moving into the digital age. And Ghana is the only country in Africa, only country to have been distributing laptops to all the students in senior high school, and all the only country in the whole of Africa to have done so. And not only have we brought free senior high school education, we know that the world now is a world of skills. It's not a world of certificates. And so we are investing in technical and vocational education. We have brought free technical and vocational education to add to the free SHS. And we have invested 6 billion Ghana cedis in the last 7 years, equipping our technical institutes. 10 technical universities, 32 vocational institutes. We have given them state-of-the-art equipment. And we are building an additional 32 technical and vocational institutes. So you see the direction. We have brought in STEM schools also. We are going into STEM because that is where the world is going. We've restored the teacher training allowances. We've restored the nursing training allowances. The National Health Service, the National Health Insurance Scheme today is covering childhood cancer. It's now under National Health Insurance. Sickle cell hydroxyurea, there's this very expensive drug for sickle cell sufferers. We had to go and negotiate for it to be under National Health Insurance so that we provide that drug for free to sickle cell sufferers. Now, kidney dialysis for over 6 people aged over 60 and under 80 is now free under the National Health Insurance Scheme. And we have brought today, we've brought the ambulance scheme through the one constituency, one ambulance service to help so many places. The services that collapsed has now been resuscitated. We are doing a lot of different things. Zongo Development Fund has been brought in to help Zongo communities. And as I keep saying, if you look at performance by sector, whether it's agri, we have done better, whether it's industry, we have done better, whether it's jobs, we've created 2.1 million jobs. Still not enough, but that is more than any government in the history of the Fourth Republic. Whether it's roads, we have done better. Whether it's railway, we have done better. Hospitals, we have done better. Interchanges, we have done better. Classrooms and schools, we have done better. Hospitals, we have done better. Sports facilities, we have done better. Sanitation facilities, we have done better. Court buildings, we have done better. Fiber optic cable, we have done better. Astroturf, we have done better. There's no single area. You know, there's not a single area that you can point to that you will say that this sector, the former government performed better than. And I challenge them because I'm a man of data. I'm a man of data. I speak only with data. When I say we have done better, I have the data to support it. You see what I mean? And this is why the former president doesn't want to debate me. He doesn't want to debate me because he knows that he doesn't have the data. He can make statements on political platforms where nobody can challenge it, but he cannot make them in front of me. He cannot. He cannot. And I have not talked about digitalization. So far, I have not even mentioned digitalization. 14 years ago, I wrote a book. 14 years ago, before we came into government, I wrote a book. At that time, I was at Oxford University when I wrote this book, and I said that Africa and Ghana needs to move into the digital age because that is where the world is going. And if we don't take time, we are going to be left behind. So when we came into office, this was one of my areas of focus because I realized that many problems that Ghana has, that we have been living with for 16 years, can be solved with digitalization. Many economic problems can be solved with digitalization. But many people didn't quite understand it. They thought I was abandoning economics to go and do digitalization. We did the Ghana card, and we issued 18 million Ghana cards. That's 85% of the adult population of Ghana. Ghana now in Africa, we are leading in the issuance of digital identity. This is an area, the whole of Africa, we are leading in the issuance of digital identity. Let us know the US of A does not have digital identity. UK does not have digital identity. Most of the European Union countries do not have digital identity. EU has given all the EU countries up to 2030 to issue the equivalent of our Ghana. 2030 to issue for those countries the equivalent of our Ghana. This is the essential, your entry ticket into the digital world. Without it, you cannot enter. And this is why I said, let us issue the Ghana card. Today, the Ghana card is helping us to fight corruption and save money. Today, you cannot have a fake identity. We had a problem of ghost workers on government payroll. Remember ghost workers? So I said, well, let's make sure every public sector worker is identified with their Ghana card. Because one thing ghosts don't have is fingerprints. Ghosts don't have fingerprints. So once we took the Ghana card onto the payroll, we fished the ghosts out very quickly. When we got to snakes, we found 29,000 ghost pensions. Snakes, 29,000 ghost pensions. We saved 400 million Ghana cedis from those 29,000 ghost pensions. We went to national service, we found 44,000 ghost national service personnel, saving 350 million Ghana cedis. Two institutions only, almost 800 million, just two Ghana cedis. This is the power of the Ghana card. Now we have been able to eliminate all ghost workers on controller and accountant general payroll. And Ghana can say that thanks to digitalization, thanks to the Ghana card, we don't have ghost workers on our payroll in terms of the public sector. Now we are making sure that children who are born today are given Ghana card IDs. So today, just as you have it abroad, we are giving them unique identities. And what we have done is to link the Ghana card national ID database with the Ghana Health Service database and with the births and deaths registry database. Because I wanted us to not only issue the Ghana card ID to the children, but also their birth certificate ID at the same time. And this is not done anywhere else in the world. Nowhere else in the world. We integrated the databases, and today, if you give birth to a child, and you take that child for weighing, we decided to make it weigh-in because by the time you take the child for weigh-in, you would have done the outdooring, so you know the name and everything. So when you take the child for weigh-in, you are able to get the Ghana card ID and the birth certificate ID for the child at the same time. And this, before the end of this year, we are going into all the schools. We are going to all the schools to issue Ghana card IDs to every child from the age 6 going all the way to 50. So that Ghana will have a complete national ID database. It's very, very important. You know, we've not had that since independence. And it's key for us to transform this country. When we came into office, we did not have an address system. We were relying on landmarks for addresses. The places which had addresses were very few. You go to East Legon and cantonments and some of the streets, well-planned streets in Tema, you get addresses. But once you get to Akoboloshi and Nema and Choko, the address system vanishes. Isn't it? So no country in this world can properly develop without a working address system. If you go to the US today, Germany today, UK today, and you collapse their address system, those economies will stop working. Because it's so key to everything that is happening. So when we thought about it, I said the quickest way for Ghana to solve this problem is to go digital. let us have a digital property address system. At that time, only one country in the world had a digital property address system. So when I mooted the idea, many people thought it was not possible. I said it is possible. And today we have a digital property address. There's no property in Ghana, whether in the village or Nema or Choko, wherever, that does not have a digital address. And this is why I insisted that if you are going to collect your Ghana card, you should also provide your digital address. So now we have a digital address system, and it's going to be very important. I'll come back to it later on. When we came into office, most Ghanaians did not have a bank account. Only 30% of adults had a bank account. Many of us had a mobile money account. But the mobile money account, if you had MTN, you couldn't send money to someone who had Vodafone or Airtel. If someone sent you money from abroad, you had to go to Western Union to collect it. So I made a decision that we need to let the Momo account behave like a bank account. And that's why we said let's do interoperability between bank accounts and Momo accounts, and also between the different telcos, MTN, Vodafone, Tigo, so that you can move money. No country in Africa had done it. No country in Africa had ever done this type of mobile money interoperability. So when I said Ghana was going to do it, many people said it was not possible. They said I was lying. But I said it is possible. We can do it. And by the grace of God, Ghana has been able to do this mobile money. Today, you can move money from your mobile account to your bank account, from Vodafone to Telecel to Airtel Tigo. Someone can send you money from abroad. It will come straight to your mobile phone. You don't need to go to Western Union and queue anymore. Today, because of mobile money interoperability, you can stay in your house and renew your national health insurance on your mobile phone. Pay for it. You can buy electricity credit on your mobile phone. Use your mobile to pay, it will go into their bank account. Today you can be in China. For some of you who go to China, if you call home and they tell you that the light has gone off, credit has finished, right from China, you can take your mobile phone and buy credit, and your house will be having electricity. What we have done in Ghana does not exist in the United States, does not exist in Canada, does not exist in the UK. We have taken the lead. In fact, many people there are shocked about what we have done. Even our fellow neighboring African countries, when they come to Ghana and see. And today, Ghana is the only country, in the whole of Africa, that has 100% access to financial inclusion. 100% access. If you don't have a Momo account, it's because you don't want one. Access is available for everybody. If you don't have one, it's because you don't want one. But if you want one today, you can get one. And it will work like a bank account. They will even pay you interest on your balance. So we have put that in place. When we came into office, remember that you could go to the hospital and they will tell you your folder is missing. Do you remember that your folder is missing? So we decided that we will digitalize all the health records in Ghana. No African country had done so before. We said we can do it, it is possible. So we have started with all the teaching hospitals we have completed. All the regional hospitals we have completed. All the district hospitals we have completed. By next year, we will get up to the CHIPS compounds and we will finish everybody's digital patient records. So today, if a patient is referred from Wa to Kolebo, they don't need to come to Kolebo with a folder. They come with their ID number. They'll put it in the computer. All their medical records will appear for the doctors to wear. We are the only country in Africa that has done this. And we are moving this country forward. Someone talked about Kamala Harris, the US Vice President. We have brought in drones into Ghana to deliver medicines, blood, vaccines. My father died in 2002 in Tamale Teaching Hospital. And they had an operation on him and they needed blood urgently. We rushed to the blood bank. It was locked. This was the night. It was locked. We tried to find the person who was manning it. We called all the numbers we had. Nobody picked up. We couldn't find his house. Before the morning, my father had passed away. This was in 2002. And it stuck in my head. So when we came into office, I heard that an American company called Zipline has invented this technology with the drones where they could deliver medicines, blood, vaccines and so on to any part, remote parts of the country. And I said, oh, if this technology was in Ghana, maybe my father would have still been alive. I took my team and we went to San Francisco to meet them. I had a meeting with the Zipline company and I said to them, this technology is more useful to countries like Ghana, where emergencies arrive. You can go to the farm and the snake will bite you. You need anti-snake soil very urgently. A woman is giving birth and needs blood immediately. How do we get that in a remote area? I convinced them. They have come to set up drone centers, 6 in Ghana. And we are delivering medicines, blood, vaccines to almost 2,700 health centers every day. CHIPS compounds every day. We are sending the medicines there, saving lives. So far, over 540,000 flights have been undertaken. Every day, the drones are delivering medicines. And recently, they were going to write BEC exams in the Afram place. There was flooding. How do we get the exam papers there? We said drones. Put the papers on the drones. The drones drop the papers and then we wrote the exams. But what is interesting about the drone centers is that they are 100% manned by Ghanaians. These are not foreigners running these. We insisted that we train and we use Ghanaians to run all the drone centers. So our young men and women are the ones running the drones 100%. 100%. Recently, it's about 3 or 4 months ago, they came from San Francisco to recruit a Ghanaian to go and train people in San Francisco. On drone flight operations. And Kamala Harris, the US Vice President, made a comment recently, which was someone referred to, commending Ghana because the whole of the whole world, Ghana is the leading medical drone delivery service. The whole world. And the US, even though we went and brought the technology from the US, they are now about to start it in the United States. And the UK is also now thinking about starting those drone operations. But Ghana has taken the whole world. We are the leading one in drone operations. I keep saying it is possible. It is possible. We can be an advanced country. We really can be an advanced country. It is possible. Let us not be intimidated. And we can move this country to a different level. So I want to continue where we are today. I want to become president of this country, to move this country to a different level. I believe we can do it. What is happening in the advanced countries, we can do it right here. There's no worry in my mind. And so, when I came today to Tema Central, I visited the light industrial area. I've seen the issues that are there. The road over there, the inner roads that Ninoy was talking about. I've been given a briefing, community 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The inner roads are roads that we have to work on. They're very, very important. The central sewage system that apparently we were supposed to do has not been done. It will be done. We will get it done. It's very, very important in terms of what is needed here. But I have many ideas, and I want to address some of the issues that have been raised in the context of the ideas that I have. I believe that if this country is going to move forward, then businesses must move forward. Business and the private sector is the key to any economy. And if you can get the private sector moving, then jobs will be created. If we sit down and allow freight forwarders to collapse, then we are collapsing jobs. We allow car dealers to collapse, then we are collapsing jobs. So my whole focus, as far as economic management is concerned, is how to make things efficient for our businesses to function, because that is how jobs are created. And so if you look at the policies that I want to come up with, that are put in this manifesto, they are policies that are focused on helping businesses grow. One key area that I am going to implement is a policy called Buy Ghana First policy. Because if you buy Ghana first, it means you create the jobs in Ghana. If it is uniforms that government wants to buy for school children, we have enough tailors in this country to sew the uniforms. If it is furniture, we have enough carpenters. If it's electrical equipment, we have enough companies who are manufacturing those cables and so on. So I'm going to back this policy with a law that says that government should first look inside Ghana to buy things first here before we look outside. So the Buy Ghana First policy is going to be very, very key to what I'm going to do as a president of this country. The second main thing that I'm going to look at is our tax system. The tax system, and I know different people, the Chamber of Commerce, the freight forwarders, you've all touched on it. It is something that has been worrying me too for a long time. If you look at our tax system, it has become very complicated. And businesses don't understand the tax system. And so you have so many disputes between many businesses and individuals with GRA. Because they may have one interpretation of the system from your understanding of the system. And you may find that they could come into your shop and lock it up and say you cannot trade until you pay this tax, these penalties, and so on. So I had my team do a research to see if Ghana wants to implement the best and most competitive tax system in the world, which country should we emulate? So the research was done, and we found out that for the last 10 years in a row, there's one country that has become out #1 in all the rankings as the most tax competitive country in the world. That is Estonia. So I got up and took my team, took people from GRA and so on. I said, let's go to Estonia and let us go and see what is happening in Estonia. Why are they the best in the world? So when I went to Estonia, I met their president, met their prime minister, met the finance minister, met their tax authorities. And essentially they took us through their system. But that system is a very simple system. It's called a flat tax system. And if it's 10%, it's 10% for everybody. The churches actually do it with the tithes that we pay. Isn't it? The tithes in churches that are paid, isn't it 10%? Yeah. So everybody can calculate their tithe, isn't it? It's 10%. So it's very easy for anybody. And so they see that compliance, we talk about broadening the tax base. That was their biggest problem. Because a lot of people today find it difficult to even go to GRA because you may even get into more trouble. Immediately you arrive there, you say, aha, you did not pay here, pay penalty. So many people don't even bother going. They will stay there somewhere and not be seen. They will be underneath the radar. So the people who pay are just a few businesses who are above the radar that can be seen, or government workers and so on. So I want us to move to this new transparent tax system, a flat tax system in Ghana. That is where I want Ghana to move to next year. I want us to, so that it's very simple to calculate what you owe for businesses and for individuals, so that it's a flat tax system, it's broad-based, and everybody will succeed. So that is where I want us to go. And because I want us to move to this new system, I don't want legacy issues to be there. So next year, I'm going to give a tax amnesty to all businesses and all individuals. So we don't have any problems with GRA and everything. We will all start from a clean slate with a new tax system that everybody can understand and we can calculate. So again, we want to change the duty system at the port. The port too is a complicated system. And many of you in Tema know very well. Because whenever you bring in any goods that you are importing, the importers are not even sure exactly how much duty is going to be paid. Because there are so many other fees and so on that are tacked on and so on. So I've been thinking about it, and I want us to move to a flat duty system so that in cities, so that we can have predictability. Because if there is no predictability in the rate of duty at the port, there will be no predictability in the price of goods in the markets. Because anytime it changes at the port, it changes at the markets. And so I want us to have a simple system as they have in places like Estonia. If it's spare parts that you are bringing in, and it's a 40-foot container of spare parts, we know the flat rate for a 40-foot container of spare parts. If it's 20,000, it's 20,000. If there are other fees that you need to bulk them up, and then you do at the back end, and you can share amongst themselves at the back end. And so, as we speak, I have a team working and trying to put these things together, and I know that they will contact all of you, because the best way to operationalize things is to talk to the people who are working with these things. And this is what I want to do. When you go to Dubai, you go to Singapore, you go to many of the first-class ports in the world, things are very, very sharp, very seamless. You don't even see people at the ports because it's all digital. And this is what I'm going to bring. We'll bring an enhanced form that you're telling me that some of the things that we try to introduce, there's been backtracking, the inspection regime, and so on. We will fix it. We will fix it for you. I want Ghana to be amongst the top in the world, our ports. That is where, and it's possible. We are going to do it. And we have set a benchmark that says that Ghana's import duty for any good cannot be higher than Togo's import duty for that same good. So we are putting a cap so that we will prevent smuggling through Togo into Ghana. Because sometimes, because our customs believes that people smuggle, even when you have cleared goods at the port and you are taking them to another place, another task force is chasing you out to open the container, something that you have already cleared. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So those things will have to stop. And once you do it, I think it's very, very easy for us to do that. The other thing that I want to bring into Ghana, a new policy, is on the electricity, the cost of the electricity. It's high. And I want to bring it down for all lives. I want to bring it down. The reason why the cost of the electricity is high is because we are depending on oil and gas to generate electricity. And so, with the cost of oil and gas being high, the electricity cost is so high. I want Ghana to take a bold decision, and therefore I am taking a bold decision to move Ghana away primarily from oil and gas to solar power, to generate electricity from solar power. So that is what is going to bring down the price. We are bringing in 2,000 megawatts of solar power, and we will bring down the cost of electricity by 50%. That is my goal. That is the target. 50% reduction. But when you have 50% reduction, then our businesses can be competitive. At the moment, at the cost of electricity, our businesses cannot be competitive. And this is why I'm focused on moving Ghana to solar power so that we can do that. The other thing that I'm bringing to Ghana, which is going to be very, very important, is a credit scoring system. Today, If you look at the people in the advanced countries, the Abuja that we all want to run to, if you look at the system that works there, it's a credit system. Credit system. If you want to buy a TV, you go and pick it up and then you pay small. Maybe in 3 years, you finish paying for your TV. You want to buy a car, you pick it up, you pay small. Everything is based on credit. But here, if you want to buy a fridge, you have to pick up all the cash and go and pay. You want to buy a car, all the cash, go and pay. Everything is a cash system in Ghana. So if you have a colleague, you are a nurse in Ghana and you are a nurse in the UK, even if you are paid the same amount, they will have a better living than you. They will be able to afford more goods than you. So I wrote about this 14 years ago. And I said we need to move Ghana from a cash system to a credit system. And what is it that pertains in the developed world that allows them to have a credit system? They have data and systems that allow them to do what is called credit scoring. Everybody has a credit score. And why that system is able to work is that everybody has identity. Whether it's your social security number or national insurance, everybody has a unique identity. Everybody has an address. And everybody has a bank account. These are the three, and they are linked. So when we came into office, as I said the Ghana card is a must. And today in Ghana, we have done it. I said the address system is a must. And today in Ghana, we have done it. I said the bank account is a must. And today in Ghana, we have done it. So the good news in a sense is that Ghana is now ready to move into the credit system that we have overseas. We are now ready to move into that system. We are now ready to do credit scoring. And so much work has been done. I thought we will begin to introduce it next year. But the good news is that we are going to start introducing it this year before we go. When I made the case, many people didn't think it was possible. There's only one country in sub-Saharan Africa that has a credit scoring system, and that's South Africa. Ghana will be the second country in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa to have a credit scoring system. Anybody with a Ghana card will have a credit score. Anybody with a Ghana card will have a credit score. And that will then allow people to give you goods so that you can pay small. If you are a hairdresser and you have finished training and you need to buy some equipment, you can collect it and you pay small. And that is how we want our system to move. I'm going to make sure that Ghana moves from a cash system to a credit system. It will help us to bring down the cost of living for all of us so that we can do so much. We're going to work with you, the car dealers, and the issues that you are facing. We will work with you. We'll make sure your business survives and improves rather than collapses. So we're going to work with you. We'll work with the freight forwarders. We will go paperless. We are going paperless. We will go. We'll work with all of you. The nurses, the waiver, the car import waiver that was cancelled. In my manifesto, it is back. We are going to give you the car import waiver, both nurses and teachers. Why are we able to do that? Because we have digitalized the process. We have the Ghana cards. You cannot cheat the system. We can track everybody. So we are bringing back the duty waiver system for the nurses. I'll check on the health policy. I wasn't aware that we didn't have a special health policy for the nurses, but we should. So I'm going to check on that as well for you. The Metro, Tema, East Metro, I think, is it? Tema Metro, the education office. I think I'm shocked that you don't have an office and that you are operating out of the market. That is the shocking news. I had to confirm with Illinois and Charles whether that is actually true. They said it is true. So I think we have to do something about it. But to show good faith, I'm going to give you 1,000 bags of cement so that you can start and you show good faith in doing the work that you are doing. I'll give you 1,000 bags of cement so that you can start. Now we're following to make sure it is actually done so that we can do it. When I come into office, we are going to make things much easier for Ghanaians in many areas. If you want to apply for a passport, today passport application, you get a form, fill it, add your documents, and then submit it to the passport office. But when you look at the passport form, all the information on that form that they are asking is on your Ghana card. All the information. So why should we duplicate it? So under my government, anybody who has a Ghana card does not have to fill a form to apply for a passport. No, you don't have to fill a form. All you have to do is pay your fee. We have your biometrics, we have your pictures, we have all your information. Pay the fee and we will print your passport for you. It's very simple. Before the end of this year, you know that we have registered the Ghana card with the International Civil Aviation Organization, right? The Ghana card is now recognized at 44,000 airports and border points. 44,000. So today, if you go abroad, whether you go to China, America, Saudi Arabia, Cameroon, UK, Japan, and your passport gets missing, you can take your Ghana card and go and play and come back to Ghana. And before the end of the year, we are working on introducing e-gates at Kotoka International Airport. E-gates. It means that if you are a Ghanaian and you arrive in Ghana and you have a Ghana card, you don't have to go to an immigration officer. You go to the e-gate, put it, it will open, and then you enter Ghana, and that is the end of the story. So we are doing that before the end of this year, so that the e-gates will start working for Ghanaians. For persons with disabilities, we are going to give them free tertiary education. All persons with disabilities will have free tertiary education, and also when they finish, we are making sure all government recruitment, a percentage is going to go to persons with disabilities so that they can have full participation in all of our. You have heard about LGBTQ+, as the pastor was mentioning. Now, what is very important for us is to know that practice, men marrying men and women marrying women, will never be tolerated under a government precedent. We will never allow it. Bawumia, it will never happen under my presidency. The Bible doesn't allow it, the Quran doesn't allow it, our culture doesn't allow it, our traditions don't allow it. We will defend our country, we will defend our values, we will defend our traditions. So it will not happen. We are going to keep faithful to all our, and the churches and the Islamic institutions are going to reclassify them for tax purposes as development partners. So they will have a special dispensation when they bring in items to build schools or hospitals, they will come in duty-free as churches and Islamic institutions, so that they can help us doing a lot of these things. So for driver's licenses, all of us who have driver's licenses, we know that they expire in 6 years. But every 2 years, we have to go and renew. I am changing that. Expiring will be 10 years, and every 5 years, we will go and renew. Every 5 years, rather than every 2 years. It's a bit too problematic for all of us. For the masqueraders, I know the masqueraders have presented a problem. As you will see, creative arts is a major job creator for our country. Major job creator. And he said that 99% of the youth are involved in the masquerade. So we believe, and as I put in my manifesto, that the creative arts is a major job creation pole. So we are going to support you. We're going to look at how a lot of the materials are going to be able to be produced in Ghana. We will give you support so that we can find the private sector to support them, so that if this industry is that big, so that we can help you with the materials and their production in Ghana. So we have many things in the manifesto, but as I said, I really want to help business. I believe business will be critical, and this is why I'm reducing government expenditure by 30 billion and giving that expenditure to business, so that we will see business get up. You know, that is where we are going. So, as all of you know, the battle is between me and the former president. He has been president before. I have never been president before. If we vote for him, it's bye-bye. He will come back to Tema Central. He's going. He will come back to give any account for any job he has done. For me, if you give me the Lord, inshallah, I will be president for 8 years. So I'll come back. I'll come back to Tema and show you what I have done, how we have improved things. And if you are satisfied, then you will say, Dr. Bawumia, twaso, and then I'll go on with it. So I want to make the point that I have not been president before, but I have been vice president. And most people, by all accounts, say that I have been the most effective vice president in the history of Ghana. That's what most people have said. So if you look at it, it means, as for the vice president class, I have passed the exam. So promote me and let me become the president of the Republic of Ghana. If you vote for me, you will be voting for a brand new tear-rubber president. A brand new tear-rubber president with new ideas. But the former president you are voting for a second-hand president. Brand new and second-hand, which one do you want?